Hello, it's Chris from My Stamp Lady, and I am here with this fun shaker card. So I've used a few of the Stampin' Up! Supplies to make this card, and I'm going to show you how to make this whole shaker element, but I'm also going to show you the products that I use to make this card because it's a little bit unique. What's unique about it is I have combined, because Stampin' Up! Has combined these products to work together, I have combined the Broadway Birthday Bundle, which comes with this stamp set, and it is a photopolymer stamp set, and I have used the Broadway Lights Framelits dies, and that's available in the annual catalog. And also available in the annual catalog is the Broadway Bound Designer Series paper, which I have used this sheet right here. But you can see there's a lot of glamorous looking papers that are included in this particular bundle. And the prominent colors are the gold, black, lovely lipstick, and lemon lime twist. And those last two colors are in colors. Okay, so I have those two pieces. Those are available in the catalog. Now, the unique piece that I have, and I'm going to be using some of the supplies, is the Broadway Star Paper Pumpkin. Now, this came as the Paper Pumpkin kit. So if you got the kit for June, you got this along with a few additional supplies. That is no longer available. However, if you become a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, you can order this refill kit, which has all these wonderful supplies in it, like this gold and black twine. It has the little pearls, the sequins. We have the sticker banner sheets. You can see how those come up, and you can use those as banner sheets. Some more die cuts here. Let's see, are they stickers too? No, those are just die cuts. Okay, the die cut cakes, the sticker balloons and candles, die cut. I'm going to use one of these die cut white strips. I'm going to be using one of the Hooray gold foil cutouts, and this is a sticker piece. It's some more banners, card bases that you could use as a card base, or you could just use it for cardstock. And then these really fun envelopes that coordinate with the pattern right on there. So right now, and if you go to my blog post, mystamplady.com, and find this post, you will see how you can order this Broadway Star refill kit. And it's like an embellishment kit. And in the US, when I checked, it was priced at $9. So I'm going to be using some of the parts from that, and I'm also going to be using this foil. I have also used some of the stamps from the stamp set, and the dies, and the paper. Okay, so this is my background. This is a half a sheet of 5.5 by 8.5 of half a sheet of thick Whisper White, scored at 4¼ inches and folded for my background, for my base. And then this is that piece of cardstock. This is cut to 4 by 5¼ inches. And I can actually just put this right down. And you can also use, you can see it's double-sided. It has a little bit of glimmer on some of those sheets, the shimmer of the dots. But I can just put this down on my card front. I'm not going to be putting anything on there before I do that. So let's put that aside and work on that focal shaker piece. Okay, so what do I have here? I have a piece of basic black cardstock, and I have a piece of the Whisper White. This is a piece of acetate, or I just got it at an office supply store. It's what they used to use for making transparencies from. And then some more Whisper White cardstock. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to die cut one of these designs right here, because I will need that. So with my magnetic platform and an acrylic plate, let's put that down. If you have a bow like I do there, put that bow down towards the plate, and then it will hold better. And because I tend, you can see the center gets used more often, I try to go off and use some of my edges up here also. And this piece is a little larger than I need, but I'm just going to run that through Big Shot to cut that out. Okay, so here's that die, and it cuts out that center piece. Here's my background piece. Let's pop out some of those little holes. So I'm going to set this aside until I need that. And then what I did Let's get this out of the way, it's extra. I took and I just traced around this, the outside of this shape with a pencil. So I now have that shape on here, and then I'm just going to cut around the inside, and this is what is making my base to hold my shaker pieces. And I'm cutting to the inside of the line, because if I cut to the outside it will be too big. I'm trying to stay pretty close to the shape, but if I am off a little bit, it's not really a big deal, because you're not going to see it, but you don't want to be too small, because otherwise you'll be too small for this piece. Okay, so now you can see that that's going to fit over that background just like that, and that's going to be my base for my shaker. I did the same thing with that piece of acetate. I traced, you can see my little mark there with the permanent marker. I traced around that and cut that out of the acetate. And now I'm going to put some of this liquid glue, because I want that acetate to stick to the back side so that my little sequins do not come out. And let's place that down. And I can trim, if my acetate sheet is too big, a couple of things. One, you probably won't see it, but after this dries, I can go ahead and trim that down. Okay, just pressing that in place. So now when I put those sequins in there, I don't have to worry about them falling out. Okay, let me set that aside to dry. Okay, so now we're going to use some of these foam strips. You can find these foam strips in the Stampin' Up! Annual Catalog, and they're perfect for making shaker cards. They go around any shape that you have so that I can hold in my sequins. So I'm just placing that down and around. And I think, if I remember when I made my sample, I'm going to need a little more than one strip. So I don't want all that stress on those corners, so I'm just going to take a craft knife and kind of cut a little, but they're close enough that they will hold the sequins in. Okay, we need a little bit more of a foam sheet or foam piece. So let's just place that around this edge, and then I'll cut that off. There we go. Put that back on the sheet and closed up that gap, because I don't want my sequins falling out. And I'm going to just kind of relieve some of the, I don't know that that's necessary, but I did it anyway. Okay, so now I have that shaker piece with that little raised area with that foam sheet, and you can go to my online store and find these, all the supplies I'm using, but find these foam strips also. So let's go back. This should have dried, and I have a little bit of trimming of the plastic I'm going to do here. Okay, so there's my piece. There's my foam sheet. I'm going to take some of the iridescent sequins, and these are in with our embellishments and accessories, and just put a few of my shaker pieces in there. And then I can remove the little top strip. Now I recommend removing the top strip after you have put in your embellishment pieces so they don't stick to the top. Okay, now I can place that marquee piece over the top of that foam and press that down, just so I make a nice seal for that. And there you have your shaker. I'm going to take one of these Hooray foil stickers from the Paper Pumpkin Broadway Star Kit. And I really am excited about how this coordinates with the products, because it's kind of like just having a wonderful embellishment kit available. Now, one thing about the Paper Pumpkin is not every month do they have refills available, or do they have full kits. Sometimes they do, depending on how the ordering went, and sometimes they don't. And right now with this Broadway bound set, they do not have the full kit available. And if you go to the Paper Pumpkin site or to this blog post, you'll be able to see what I'm talking about when I say full kit. But they do have the refill kit, which is perfect for embellishing this stamp set. Because these are foldable Polymer stamp sets, I'm sliding in my Stampin' Pierce pad and my Whisper White cardstock. Then I want one of these little strips from the kit, just because they're cut nicely. You could always cut a piece too. Either way would work. My lovely lipstick ink pad, and this is one of the brand new Stampin' in colors that just came out with this catalog. And then the little chamois, which is new in this catalog. I love this for cleaning stamps. It is awesome. It works really well. And I'm going to show you when I'm done stamping here what I've done to my particular one. So it's your birthday. Stamp that. So let me pull this in. I have actually cut my chamois into 3 pieces. So it comes one size, like it comes this large, and I've cut it into 3 pieces. And I like to be able to have a larger one for larger stamps, but I also like to be able to pick it up and kind of go in and clean it like that. So for me, that works really well. And I decided to cut mine into 3 pieces. Check that out though. That was brand new and it's simply wonderful. And then I'm just going to trim that a little bit smaller. But this party hat has a die. So I'm going to run that through the Big Shot. Okay, so there's my piece. Let's pull this shaker piece back in. And we'll put a little bit of glue here. Glue this down onto the hooray. Now I have 2 friends that have turned 50 this year. So I am actually making this into a special card for them for being 50, because you know that's quite the milestone. And so it's kind of a special card for them. Now, what I've done is I'm going to pull back in that base. So if you don't want to personalize it with the 50, you could put it just like this. It would open off to the side and then tie the bow around that. But so then you would just have it without the 50, or if you want to add any of the other embellishment pieces behind that, that'd be a good place to go. But 50 is a special one, so I kind of altered my layout a little bit. These are retired, unfortunately, but I still have them, so I still have my numbers. So I did a little 50, and I'm going to put that up in the corner. And I know that I'm covering a little bit of that 5, but that's okay. I'm sure they have not forgotten how old they've gotten. They've joined the club that I am already in, and so they won't mind that I've covered that up a little bit. So just using a little bit of glue, let's glue that down. This is the Tombow liquid multi-adhesive. So I gave you that option, or I showed you right before this, and back up if you missed it, what you might do if you don't put the 50 on here. Okay, so then now I want to use glue on the outside of my shaker, and I want to get those edges so that they stay down. And then we'll just place that right on the front here. Okay, I'm going to give that a second to set up. Oh, look at that. I love having those embellishments like that hooray from that paper pumpkin star refill kit, and how it works with the products that are available in the annual catalog and my online store are just amazing. Okay, so I'm just wrapping it around once, and then I'm going to tie a bow. And you're going to see how this kind of balances that top out a little bit. And I'm going to leave my tails a little bit longer, so let me leave a little more space there. And it is so much fun to have a special card. And this one has the black, kind of for the, I didn't go with the over the hill theme, but it has the black, and which is commonly used in that, and the gold, and then it has the pop of the lovely lipstick, which is a very fun color. So let me just trim this off. And you have a very special birthday card. And you can play with that a little bit if you want. That has that shaker, the little shaker image, so it has a little movement. And it's ready to send off. So if you have any questions about how I made this card or how the paper pumpkin works, be sure to contact me at chris@mystamplady.com. All the supplies are available in my online store at shopwithmystamplady.com. And of course, all of the sizes and more directions are on my blog at mystamplady.com, where you can just search for this post. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you have fun making your own shaker card.